Hi, this is Building Vocabulary Skills, Chapter 2. Let me first say the words for you. Dialogue, erratic, extensive, forfeit, fortify, illuminate, isolate, refuge, reminisce, urban. The first word is dialogue. It's a noun. The movie was shown with English subtitles because all of its dialogue was in French. At the PTA meeting last night, a dialogue between parents and the faculty helped to clear up some differences between them. It means talk. Synonyms for this would be a discussion or a conversation. In class, for assignments, I will often say, write a dialogue between two people using the vocabulary words. You can also have a dialogue for a movie script or a play. The next word is erratic. It's an adjective. Children's eating habits are erratic. One day they'll barely eat, and the next day they'll eat enough for 3. The driver ahead of me was erratic. He kept changing his speed in his lane. This means irregular. You can have erratic behavior, erratic driving, things that you can't, or things that go up and down would be considered erratic. Oftentimes you might say somebody's behavior is erratic because of drugs. Extensive. It's an adjective. Selena did extensive research for her paper. It took her several weeks. To save the wounded police officer, doctors performed extensive surgery that lasted for hours. This means done in a large amount. You can have extensive research for a paper, extensive homework. You can do extensive work on a project. Your project itself can be extensive. So for a PhD, you have to do extensive research. The next word is forfeit. It's a verb, most often used in sports fields. So the basketball players were upset when the team bus broke down and they had to forfeit an important game. If Phil gets into one more accident, he will forfeit the right to drive his parents' car. This means to give up. Most often, like I said, it's used for sports. So if one sports team needs 11 players and they only have 5, they can't play the game. So in that case, they would have to forfeit the game. If somebody's in an election and they have to give up, that would also be called they have to forfeit. Fortify. This word is also a verb. The night before running a marathon, Elsa fortifies herself by eating a large plate of pasta. The builders plan to fortify the old water tower with steel beams. It means to strengthen. You can fortify your diet with vitamins. You can fortify buildings and make them stronger. You can fortify bridges and make them a little bit stronger and build them up. So you would say they fortified the dam so that it wouldn't break and the water would be spilled. Illuminate, also a verb. Before electricity, streets were illuminated by gaslight. On Halloween, we use a flashlight to illuminate our way when we go trick-or-treating after dinner, to light the way for something. It's not commonly used. You could say we illuminated our way by using the flashlight. Isolate, it's a verb. I thought I would enjoy isolating myself at the vacation cabin, but I soon felt lonely. Freddie was such a troublemaker that the teacher put his desk in a far corner to isolate him from the other students. This means to separate. You could have an isolated place, like the mountains, a cabin in the mountains. You yourself or a person can be isolated if they're away from other people. Often to punish people, they're isolated in prison and separated from other people. Parents often isolate one child from the other child to keep them out of trouble. It means to separate. The next word is refuge. This is a noun. A motorcycle offers no refuge in bad weather. If you have to ride in the rain, you'll get soaked. My boyfriend and I first met when we took refuge in the same doorway during a sudden rain. It's a shelter. It's a place that provides shelter. So your refuge from bad weather, a refuge from a storm, a refuge from a dangerous situation. The word refugee is the person who is seeking refuge and comes to another country. So you look for refuge, you find refuge, you seek refuge. The next word is reminisce. It's a verb. On their wedding anniversary, Lenny and Jean like to reminisce about their first date. My father showed me his trophy and reminisced about his years as a star basketball player. It means remember. Now this word is different from remember because it means to remember a specific incident. And you always say reminisce about. So you can reminisce about your wedding day. You can reminisce about the day your child was born. You can reminisce about coming to America. You can reminisce about getting your first job, but you're remembering a very specific thing, not just remembering in general. The last word in this is urban. It's an adjective. Skyscrapers make for tightly packed urban populations. For example, some 16,000 people work in the Sears Tower in Chicago. Gladys likes urban living because she grew up in the city, but Emilia, who grew up on a farm, prefers country life. Okay, that's it for this chapter. So thank you very much.